Oof, okay, I am nervous. I decided I was spending way too much time trying to think through what to put in these videos rather than just doing it and just sharing the story. So that's really my goal here, is just to share the story of what I'm going through every day and the steps that I'm taking every day to achieve this mission, in the hopes that some of these things will apply in your life as well. For people who are around my age, I wanted to figure out what kind of problems they were facing and then use those problems to be the source of the content that I would create. We went out and did just a bunch of customer interviews, they call it, in entrepreneurship. Not that we're selling anything here or making any money, but the really cool part is that a lot of the things that we heard directly lined up with the challenges that I'm facing too. I think a lot of times we're going through a lot of the same things and we just don't talk about it because we don't really talk about our vulnerabilities or be really transparent with it. Maybe by sharing out some of the things that I'm doing to address those challenges, address those problems, people I'm talking to who have some advice about those problems, everybody who's watching can also learn a little bit and apply it in their own life. It turns out most people at least have the beginnings of an idea of what they want to achieve. The problem more so is that people don't have a defined plan of how to get there. They don't have anything written down, they're not looking at it every day, and they don't have it in terms of measurable goals that are going to get them towards that end destination they want to move towards. And this was something I identified with in a big way, honestly. I feel like my mission in life could be far more specific, could be better written down, better reviewed every day, and I just felt like I wasn't there yet. And it sounds like a lot of you are in that same position. So I wanted to put together this first episode just about that, finding your mission, your purpose, and also find a way to start to break it down into smaller pieces so that you can move towards it every single day. Doing this whole thing with holding your phone out and talking to it gets you some very strange looks sometimes. One of the people who came to mind when I was thinking about people I had met who were really mission driven was my friend Lindsay. Lindsay is awesome. I met her like 6 months ago in entrepreneurship class, and she is one of the most mission-driven people that I know. She actually started a non-profit coffee shop called 321 Coffee. Their entire mission is to employ people with disabilities, which I absolutely love. So I'm really excited to head out to the shop today to meet some of the people and to also chat with her about, how did she come up with her mission? And also, how does it drive the things that she does every single day? So I'm excited, it's gonna be a good day. Let's check it out.
When I was in elementary school, my first friends were with 3 girls that each have a disability. Got towards high school graduation, college applications, summer internships. Oh my gosh, could I study abroad? Just all this whole world of possibilities. But for these girls, that wasn't the case. That is kind of like the nugget that led me to want to start something like 321 Coffee. Creating a place for adults in this community to shine, to have a place to contribute, to have something to be a part of, for people to come in and to see people with disabilities working at a high level, contributing to a company, at the forefront of a business.
That's awesome. I love it. I'm curious to hear a little bit more about, your purpose, how setting that for you might have impacted your actions or impacted the course of your life.
This job that we've created and letting them have that platform, for myself and the others people that I started 321 Coffee with, it's having a place like 321 to go and do. I think that so many people have ideas of stuff that they would like to do and they think about it and they plan it. But I want to help people get to the part where they can, what are you going to do? What are you going to do today? What are you going to do tomorrow? Just putting action to your ideas, and especially ones that really resonate with you and stick in the back of your head, and giving people the confidence and the support to do that.
Lindsay, thank you so much for sharing your story. I feel truly privileged just having the opportunity to hear a little bit more about it. And I know that a lot of people are going to be able to take a lot away from this conversation. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for including me and including 321. It means a lot.
All right, I am really excited about this conversation today. My friend Gareth from Let's See Labs, we met through a mutual friend a couple months ago, and we've been staying in touch. She's been helping me a bunch come up with the concept for the videos and for the podcast.
When did you first discover your purpose? And what was holding you back from discovering it earlier on?
There really wasn't anything that I could point to and say, well, that's wrong, so I need to fix it. It was actually because everything was going well, like, wait, why am I not okay if everything around me is going well? I remember sitting at my desk and I was researching all these other people who were doing all these cool things I thought in the world. As I was reading these things where people writing and doing, there was this distance. Oh, they're living their dreams and I'm not. I was like, maybe I should take a risk. Maybe it's not that person can do it and I can't. Maybe that's my limiting belief, that there's a distance there. Gaining the courage to take the risk to move into what I felt called to authentically in the world.
What fundamentally changed when you had a very clear mission? How did you feel in that moment and in that time that followed?
As I took actions, I was willing to deal with whatever consequence may or may not arise, because I was so clear in myself, and that clarity allowed me the courage to take the risks into the action.
Well, hey, Garrett, thank you so much for taking the time.
Yeah, likewise. I love what you're doing, fully behind it. So thank you so much.
All right, let's talk about some key takeaways from these conversations. And I apologize for the mess. I'm actually moving to a new apartment this weekend, so everything is a little bit all over the place. I had a chance to talk to Gareth and Lindsay this last week. Really incredible conversations. I got so much out of them. There's a couple key takeaways that I kind of come back to. The first one is just leading with your why, starting with your why. It's not just like, hey, I'm Thomas, I'm a student. It's more like, hey, I'm Thomas and this is what motivates me, or this is my purpose. And literally just being more transparent about sharing that with people. I've already started to notice a huge difference in doing that. Resources and introductions and opportunities that never would have come my way if I didn't just share like, hey, this is what I'm trying to do, and here's the progress I'm making towards it. Another key takeaway I had that really applied to me was just not only defining what your why is, but also looking back at it every single day. So I have this poster. I actually misspelled something on here, right down here near the bottom. I totally misspelled maximum. So I have this poster, right? But what I wasn't doing a good job of was reviewing it every single day, looking at that mission statement and saying, this is the big picture thing I'm trying to achieve. What steps can I take towards achieving that today? The last thing I learned is that when I'm feeling down, when I'm feeling like what I'm doing isn't really working, circling back to, hey, I'm trying to achieve this really big picture mission. And as long as I'm making steps towards it every day, eventually it'll happen. If I had one challenge for you today, it would be to get specific about your mission or your purpose or your why. Write it down and put it somewhere where you're gonna see it every single day. And then also at the end of each day or end of each week, go ahead and write down, what are the steps that you've taken in that day or that week to move yourself closer to achieving that mission. Those are a couple strategies I'm gonna be trying myself, and I'll make sure to report back on how it goes. I hope some of this helped for you. Hope you have a great week, and I'll see you again soon.